IVM.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach Podcast, the bite-sized podcast filled with quick and easy actionable habits. Remember, great habits create that awesome life. I'm Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today's fun fact of the day has to do with digestion. Did you know that it takes about 1 to 2 hours for a banana to be digested? Some other foods take anywhere from 7 hours to a full day to be digested and used as energy. Of course, there are a number of factors that lead up to the situation. For example, how well have you chewed the food? The enzymes that have acted on the food, and how strong the acid in your stomach is. The point being, when people think that they have gained energy from food immediately after they've eaten it, they haven't. In fact, they're doing the exact opposite of that. The body actually has to use energy to start digesting what has just been eaten. I used to believe that before heading to the gym, I should have an energy-packed meal. Peanut butter and bread was my go-to meal. Till my eyes opened and I realized that I was wrong. One of the most common questions I get asked when I discuss fasting is, but can you exercise while fasted? It's a scary thought for most because we've been told that we will faint on an empty stomach or we will not be able to perform. So let's break it down. Pre-workout meals were made popular from the world of bodybuilding. Bodybuilders and athletes spend more than 2 hours in the gym at a stretch, often going a second time to do just cardio. So that's 2 hours of muscle building exercises and then later on in the evening, 1 hour of cardio. Can you imagine how hard it is for them to do that, to sustain that consistency day in and day out? So for bodybuilders, the pre-workout meal is critical not for that first hour of exercise, but to have enough energy for that second hour of exercise. They need that much energy for the effort that they're putting in. Now I'm sure you're not training to be a bodybuilder or an athlete. I hope you're not putting in 2 hours of exercise at a stretch, because 45 minutes is all that we really need. Athletes, again, who train for 90 minutes to 2 hours need to fuel themselves before a workout. But if you're working out for 45 minutes to an hour, there is no need to have a meal before working out. The body has enough energy stored in the form of glycogen and fat. I often see people in the locker room eating 1 or 2 bananas before starting their exercise. And their goal is clearly to lose fat and not to perform. Now think about it. Does this make sense? You're going to the gym to burn calories, but you just gave your body more calories before you started. So now you're not really burning any of that stored calories in the form of fat, but adding back calories from the food that you've just eaten. I know this is confusing, different people telling you different bits of things to do, but look at it logically. Does it make sense to add energy from one end and remove energy from the other side? Nutrition as a whole is really confusing. I remember a friend of mine coming to exercise for the first time, and this was like 7 in the morning. So his wife forced him to eat something before leaving. He ended up having 2 packets of chas or buttermilk. It is no wonder he felt so sick during the workout and almost threw up. The body was desperately trying to digest the milk and exercise at the same time. I've seen the most benefits come from working out on an empty stomach and in a fasted state. If you're doing intermittent fasting, I suggest trying to work out like this. If you're diabetic or on medication, be careful. Ask your doctor before fasting and working out. But if you're doing intermittent fasting and not working out, you have to try exercising a little bit. It will dramatically speed up the process of fat loss. Something as simple as just climbing up and down the stairs of your building, or going for a walk, or even venturing into the gym to lift weights. This is my first podcast on fasted workouts. In the next episode on the topic, I will discuss protein synthesis and why you will not lose muscle during a fasted workout. Then, on the podcast after that, I will discuss what you should eat after a workout. But for now, your simple habit is to mix intermittent fasting with exercise. Don't eat or drink anything apart from black coffee, green tea or water, and do not add sugar to it. Then go to the gym and work out. It doesn't have to be a long workout, just 45 minutes is good. Try this out for a month consistently and see how you feel and see how fast you progress. I always work out fasted and I love it. So start these habits and share with us your progress using the hashtag #TheHabitCoach. If you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. You can find lots more information on my website, awesome180.com, or check out different content on my YouTube channel called AWESOME180. That's Awesome 180.
Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman, and now Cyrus Brocha. Okay, probably not in the right company. I mean, Don Bradman is Australian. But it's called Cyrus Says, a wonderful show about everything. Find the show on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Filter coffee is a fascinating beverage. You need to pick the right beans, blend them in the right proportion, roast them to perfection, and slow brew at the right temperature to get the perfect cup. Which is exactly like great conversations as well. You need to track down the most interesting minds, get them into their zone, and settle down for an unhurried, unscripted chat. And coffee for me is always, always, always best enjoyed with friends. I'm Karthik Nagarajan, and do share my table as I meet some of the most interesting people I know and sit them down for a strong cup of coffee and an even stronger conversation. Join me every Wednesday for a freshly brewed episode. This is not frappe. This is the Filter Coffee Podcast.